Welcome back to the Ultimate Trader Workshop. In this video, boy, do we have a treat for you. We're going to be doing something very similar to what we did in our last video for NVIDIA and the Harmonic setups that were there, but this time on Palantir, ticker symbol PLTR. So let's jump right into it. I want to first begin with how we even arrived at what we're going to talk about here. And that was the result of course, in true Harmonic Trading Club fashion, a bearish advanced butterfly pattern. Now, there was a lot of distribution that took place. I didn't talk about that, but we want to talk about where we have arrived and the opportunities that are on the table. Before I get into this technical breakdown, I want to remind you guys that this is not trading advice. This is for educational purposes only. As always, consult with a financial advisor of your choice before putting your capital at risk in these very volatile markets. That being said, okay, we talked about how we got to where we're going to talk about right now. Good thing about it, there's going to be another stacked combination of advanced patterns or harmonic patterns, this time in the direction that you want to be going in, which is the line of least resistance, meaning continuing on this trend here. Okay, so let's talk about what's at play and how it could impact trading going into the very near future. Okay, I'm trying to decide which one we want to start with. Let's start with the big dog himself, advanced Cypher pattern, again, similar to how we did with NVIDIA. But this time I am going to talk a little bit more about the structure that could hold this thing together. So without the rules of engagement, I'm just going to go straight into the advanced Cypher tool on TradingView, and I'm going to start identifying the very first impulse. That's the X to A leg, okay? And then coming down here for the B leg completion, 41%, which needs to be at least 38. We're at 41, we're good there. Then up here to the C leg completion, which must just touch at least the 127, can go as high as the 1414, but cannot close beyond the 1414. So you see our Cypher pattern shaping up in beautiful fashion. Okay, boom, there it is. No one even saw it. There was an advanced Cypher pattern here that traders could take advantage of. I can understand some traders being completely aggressive and saying, oh no, I'm going, okay? Let me talk about why you might want to slow down a little bit. Also, why you might want to just proceed. We are also combining our Bullish Cypher pattern with the 3-bar reversal, okay? Bearish engulfing candle, it's coming a little closer, bearish engulfing candle, followed by beautiful doji, okay? Upper and lower shadow, small body, okay? Followed by incoming, not complete yet, not confirmed. This is why you have to consider how you're going to approach this. Like I said, I understand aggressive investors who already have a bullish bias on Palantir are just going to scrap all of that and just go. But for the sake of trading and rules of engagement and confirmation, you would want to allow this to close, okay? Without having the fear of missing out that you're not going to get in here. You're going to get in, but it will just be locked in and a lot more secure, confirmed, okay? And that will take place once the current candle that you see, okay, closes beyond the doji, completing this trade 3BR, this 3-bar reversal. That's the one you want to wait for. The reason is there's nothing guaranteed on that. There's still 3 more hours to go in the market. That could easily suck back down and fall out. We don't know, okay? But if you get the confirmation there, that kind of like locks you in, point of no return, no turning back for a trade opportunity that would look like this. I'm just going to start us off. We don't know where that entry, that confirmation is going to be, but let's just put him where he is right now, okay? And let's go ahead and put our stop right beneath our doji that says that if price action were to go below 147.50, okay, you've taken us out. We paid the tuition. It didn't work, and we'll go find something else to do, okay? We're going to start first by targeting just the top. Remember, this is pattern 1 of 2. We're going to start by targeting a retest of the highs up there at 208, okay? So as it stands right here, the risk versus reward is 2.5 to 1. Very, very good. Like anytime you start pushing 3 to 1, you're doing good. You're doing great. But not only that, since you are riding the momentum, now you are actually dealing with the line of least resistance. So your targets would be extended off that entire move, starting with the X, okay, to C move, okay, on the extension. X to C, and you would extend, and you would start looking at that 127 extension. That would put Palantir at $225. Who doesn't think that Palantir is going to hit $225 and it's already been at 207? Who doesn't really believe that? Okay, looking at that being our actual target, now you are in 3.6 to 1 risk versus reward. This is absolutely phenomenal. Mr. Cypher, out the way, the only thing you would be waiting for is confirmation, meaning you would not enter this until tomorrow. I understand what aggressive traders would do at your discretion. That's up to you. It's live, filled, triggered, almost activated, so I can understand the FOMO on this. I can understand it. Like it's almost too good, but still you want to wait for that confirmation. Okay, what I'm going to have to do for the sake of what we're doing right now is I'm going to have to take the cipher off. I'll come back and put them all together. I'm going to go grab our XABCD tool because this is the other part of it. Now the impulse is going to be a little bit different, similar to how we did with NVIDIA. Swing low to swing high up here, and then looking at that was our impulse, looking at our retracement, okay, our B leg. Our B leg is valid at 58%. We did not hit the 618, which would have invalidated what we're dealing with, which is the advanced bat pattern, and taken us into Gartley territory, which would have required a completely different set of rules of engagement for the D leg completion PRZ. Sorry, so technical, but it's really not. We're really just doing artwork. We come up here for the C leg, which we know is going to be good. We come down here, lo and behold, looking for our 886. Looking for our 886. This bat pattern completes in the same PRZ as our cipher. So you got them basically both stacked on top of each other. We know that the cipher pattern has a very, very high win rate, especially when you combine it with something like a 3-bar reversal. So look what you're stacking. A bullish cipher pattern, a bullish bat pattern, and a 3-bar reversal. Not only that, when you start looking at other things that pertain to the rules of CTS, your combined technical score, you do have oversold conditions. Now, you don't necessarily have the bullish divergence you would want to see, but at least you have one of them. So you got so many points stacking up, like 3 points for the cipher, 3 points for the bat, that's 6, 3 points for the 3-bar reversal, that's 9, 2 points for the oversold. You would be at a CTS score 11. Okay, I'm not going to do higher time frame confirmation and lower time frame confirmation. I'm going to leave this here. The reason I'm going to leave it here and let the daily time frame be the trading time frame is because that's where the 3-bar reversal is, if that makes sense. Okay, the targets will remain the same regardless of which pattern you're most concerned with. They both basically filled and confirmed and reacted the same way from the same place. Okay, one more thing I'd want to say. You wouldn't just completely load up and put all your eggs in the basket, okay? You would pyramid into this. So I'm going to talk about what that looks like, and then we'll wrap this up. So using the A to D side of this, okay? And you notice I have all the fibs on here. I have all the levels because what you would want to do is buy into that momentum, okay? Where you see this crowd. You want to buy into that crowd. You want to get behind that crowd. So basically what it would look like is once you're confirmed and entered, once you break and close above the 382, you could go ahead and you could buy some more. Once you go, you're going to get some static at 618, definitely. But once you break and close above 618, you'd pyramid in, you'd buy some more. What this is allowing you to do is go in with even more shares than typically how we're taught to manage our trades, which is to start selling your shares back. No, buy into that. You need to make your way up to $225 a share with as many shares as possible. Doesn't that make more sense? As you continue to push up and retest here and retest, I'm not going to worry about 786 or 886. As you continue to push up and retest the 207, 208 range, you do the same thing. Be ready, because once you get a break and close above that, okay, you're going to take one more shot and you're going to ride that all the way up to your target. At that point, you would start selling, because it's very likely that at that point, that's when you will see the next phase of distribution, okay? So if we were to tie all these beautiful things together, just to remind you that absolutely the market moves harmonically, whether you like it, hate it, understand it, or not. This is why, and here is a reminder of that, so that, hey, you know what you're dealing with when it comes to these markets, okay? So that's our combination stacked, our Cypher and our Bat. And then just for shits and giggles, we will throw on how we arrived here in the first place. Probably need to give him his own color. Okay, I'll give the butterfly his own color. So I should have asked that you guys hit the like button before I had even got started. Where else are you gonna see anything as amazing as this with this level of precision other than here at the Harmonic Trading Club? So subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed. We just hit 600 subscribers, okay? So I wanna celebrate you all and I wanna thank you all who are a part of this family, a part of this community, locking in, watching the videos, sharing the videos, turning on those TVs, studying, getting better, commenting, asking questions. That's what we are here for. We have since reorganized the Harmonic Trading Academy because it was growing too big. So now it is split up into modules, okay? So for things like BAT, Butterfly, and Cypher, those are in Module 5, the Harmonic Trading Academy Module 5. That's where you find the advanced patterns. It's now structured with beginning, gets harder, and then, you know, the cream of the crop, the meat and potatoes, and then we have a large section on trade psychology, which is where you saw me focusing and keying in on, is it even possible to hold off and not take this trade at all? So I think that's it. I think we nailed this one. Unfortunately, it seems like a trade signal, but we really want to talk about what's happening and be able to teach at the same time, especially if you give me the opportunity to teach on 3 advanced patterns in a bucket or a combination like that and tie all of it together, okay? That being said, subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed. Hit the bell icon so you can be notified when the most amazing technical breakdowns in the markets come out. You know where to find them. And again, head on over to the Harmonic Trading Academy playlist. Find the module that you need so that you can study what you need to learn, so you can tighten, sharpen your skill, and sharpen your reticular so you can see when the market's moving harmonically. That being said, you guys be good. Take care of yourself in the market, and I'll see you in the next video.